One of the keys to healthy, sustainable eating is meal planning and meal prepping. I don't think that's any new news to anybody, but truly for me, I understood the importance of this, especially after I had my second kid, that eating healthy and making home cooked meals and everything like that was really, really hard. And the only thing to make it easier was meal planning and meal prepping. So about this time last year, I realized that if we were going to eat healthier and basically eat home cooked meals and not just eat out all the time, we would need to have some type of meal planning and meal prepping situation that was not going to make me super burnt out and was going to be like sustainable long term. And so I really wanted to share just these two meal prepping tips that really, really helped me to get back into the groove after I had my second kid. And, as a working mom, I think it is really, really hard because you get off of work at whatever time you get off work, and then it's late, and then you have to make dinner and get the kids to bed and clean up dinner. And next thing you know, you literally don't have an evening. It's all just taken up with what seems to be dinner. And that's super overwhelming to me. And I hate knowing that like as soon as I get off of work, I am going to have to start dinner. I'm not going to be able to spend time with my kids or my husband or anybody like that because I'm just going to be busy making food. And I mean, I do want to say, just give my husband credit. My husband also cooks, and I don't want that for him either. He doesn't like that, to have to come home from work and then cook and spend the entire evening cooking instead of spending time with the family. And so I wanted to just share what we did this past year that has worked so well for us, and I hope that it'll help you too. One of the first things that we did is we started to experiment and decide what foods we actually liked as leftovers. Now, maybe this doesn't apply to you and you don't really mind, and leftovers don't really make a difference, but for us, we're really picky about what we like to eat leftover or reheated and what we don't. And I'm not going to say we're like the pickiest people on the planet, but there are a lot of things that we just really dislike reheated. And so what we did for a couple of months is we started experimenting, didn't really change much at all, just really focusing on what foods we made for dinner that made a lot and that we liked the leftovers for a couple days. Now, this didn't actually take several months. We were able to start with a running list. It just really helped to write it down. And then I created like a shared Pinterest board with, with the items or the recipes, with the recipes that we really liked to make and eat reheated. And so we already kind of had like a baseline, but then we kept experimenting throughout the year with one or two new recipes just to keep things new and fresh and fun, to really know what we liked to eat reheated. I guess just to share, like, in case anybody would want our meal plans at any time, like, we really don't like a lot of meat reheated unless it's like kind of swimming in sauce, you know what I mean? And we really like to eat foods that you can actually just eat cold. And we like foods that can feel really fresh, like maybe like a salad or a rice bowl that you just add sauce on before you eat it, and it just tastes like really fresh and not soggy and gross. Like, I don't know. We're just a little bit particular about what we eat. So after starting with that list, the next thing that we did is I changed my meal planning schedule. I am generally the one who does the meal planning, and I used to do my meal planning on Sundays. And so I would plan on Sundays, and we'd either go pick up on, like Sunday night, or maybe I'd plan on Saturdays, pick up Sunday night, or pick up Monday, or whatever it is. But basically, whenever I did my meal plan, the day that I was picking up was generally like the day before we'd start making everything from the meal plan. And so that made it really, really hard to prep, right? Like, we would occasionally be able to prep on the weekends, but a lot of times we would maybe be scrounging for lunch on Monday and Tuesday, and then we'd start to have some leftovers on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But then at that point, because we had been cooking after work every single day of the week, we'd be super burnt out and basically not want to cook at all over the weekends, and we just end up eating out. So this was wasting a ton of food. And we were, like I said, just like burnt out from having to cook all the time. So that was like a really long explanation for me to say that we switched our meal planning schedule so that I started meal planning on like Wednesday or Thursday to get a grocery delivery on Friday. Yes, I do grocery delivery and it has changed my life. It's amazing. We actually get it free because we're military, and if anybody else is military and wants to know how to do this, just leave a comment and I will teach you how to do it. But we get free Walmart Plus, and so we get those free deliveries, and now we get food delivered on like Friday morning, Friday afternoon. We then are able to just cook like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes mixed in there we are making 1 or 2 additional recipes. And with those leftovers, we basically have usually like one day throughout the week that we're cooking, like, you know, like Tuesday or Wednesday. And then we still do eat out like usually on Thursdays or something, but this is just way more like sustainable for us to be able to eat out way less and not feel as frazzled overall with our meals being made during the week. I will say the hardest time to do this is that first week, because most likely if you're going to switch your planning schedule, that will mean that you be cooking like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You be planning Thursday, and then you be cooking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it is a tough first week. I totally understand. That also happens like if we weirdly like get back from a trip on Sunday and I have to do the Sunday meal plan kind of out of desperation, like there's no other option because we were gone over the weekend, and so then we have to cook all week and into the weekend. So I will say that those times can get really hard and overwhelming, but just do what you can those weeks. I like to especially when we come back from vacation, like I like to go to Sam's Club or something and get a couple of prepped meals so that we aren't eating out necessarily. I guess we are eating out because it's like from somewhere out there, but it's cheaper, and usually, actually, I don't know if it's healthier, but at least it's cheaper. And that will kind of gear us up to be able to do the meal planning again on Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the next weekend. So that's one thing that we had to do. But like I said, this is always like, it's just that first week that can be really hard, and then it's totally paid off. And we've been practicing it all year, and now it just is such a relief knowing that on Saturday or Sunday, basically by the time we get to Monday, we have just complete like fridge full of ready to go meals for us to pick and choose from, so that our evenings are much easier because we're not having to cook, and then the cleanup is way easier as well, so that as soon as the kids go to bed, we're free to do whatever we want. And it has just made such a difference for us this year. So I hope that these 2 little processes on meal prepping are helpful for you. And if you want me to share some of our like favorite meal prep recipes, I think I will be sharing them when I can on shorts anyway, like when I get time, and or I could like link you to my Pinterest board or something like that, and I'd love to share. So thank you so much for watching. And just for your information, my name is Nicole, and I'm a working mom, and I'm just on here sharing a bunch of different wellness and life advice for working moms, trying to build a community where moms can relate to somebody on social media. And yeah, I hope that you can join along for the ride and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.